Hello, so in this video we will talk about types of phrase structure grammars. So as a recap, for a phrase structure grammar, we have the definition that it is defined by a set of vocabulary, terminating symbols, starting symbol, and a set of productions. Okay, so V is the vocabulary, a subset T of V consists of terminal elements and a starting symbol and a finite set of productions, which productions means that it is a set of rules which specify the replacement of one element in V star. V star is what? V star is the set of all the words which can be formed by concatenating the symbols of V by and then replacement of one string in V star by another. Okay, so we have used the symbol to say that Z0 can be replaced by Z1. Okay, and the set V minus T or V take away T is given by N, which is the non-terminal elements. Okay. So the only rule in phrase structure grammar is that every production in P must contain at least one non-terminal element on its left. So Z0 can be a set of strings, but it should have at least one non-terminal elements. Okay. Now we talk about how we can classify the types of phrase structure grammars. So we have four types. We have type 0. Type 0 means that we have no restrictions here. Okay. Then we have type 1, which is also called context sensitive grammar, and it is defined by a production rule of this type, that LAR can be replaced by LWR, where A is some non-terminal symbol. Note that this is a symbol here because this is just N, not N star. And W, L, and R are can be a string of symbols because there is a star here, so they can be a set of combination of non-terminal or terminal elements, and it can be of length more than one. Okay, and then starting symbol can be replaced by the empty string as long as S is not on the right hand side of any other production. Okay, so this is the rule here. Okay, so then length of all derivations are then non-decreasing here because this is S is one symbol and empty string is just empty string. So apart from this, the length of all derivations are non-decreasing. Why? Because this A is a symbol here and W can be a symbol or can be a set of symbols. Okay, so in that sense, this is always at least equal to this, okay, or more than. Now we come to type 2. So type 2 has more restrictions. So these are for type 1, but if you put more restrictions, then that on the left hand side we always have something which is only one symbol. Okay, so then left hand side only can have one symbol. Okay, now again, W1 is what? W1 is something from the vocabulary. Okay. Now if we put more restrictions, then type 3 is W1 is one symbol, but W2, now we have restrictions on W2 as well. So W2 is either AB and W2 is just A, where A belongs to the terminal set, and capital A and B, they belong to the non-terminal set. Okay, and another option which is allowed is that W1 is S and W2 is the empty string. Okay, so now note that before we go to the actual examples, let's talk about this one, that this means no restrictions. This means some restrictions of that right hand side can be of non-decreasing. Right hand side should be at least the same length as the left hand side except for S replaced by lambda. This one says that left hand side can only have length 1. This says that left hand side can only have length 1, and there are some restrictions on the right hand side as well. The right hand side can only have either one length or two length, but one of them has to be a non-terminal element. Okay. Now let's see. We have V is equal to S A B and small a and small v, and a set of terminal elements is A B, which means N is what? V minus T, which is equal to S, A and B. Okay. Now we have P is equal to, so now we need to have the table in front of us. So let's see this one. So it says S replaced by A replaced by A, and A replaced by B. Now our first observation is that the left hand side always has length 1. So it is either type 2 or 3. Okay. So since 3 is a subset of 2, so we just check whether it's 3 or not. If it is not 3, then it's obviously 2. Okay. Now let's see for type 3, we have some elements from the non-terminal set. So some elements from the non-terminal set is here, here, and here, and it's a single symbol. And for the right hand side, we have either a single terminal element like this, or a terminal element followed by a non-terminal element. So terminal element followed by a non-terminal element. So all the conditions for type 3 grammar are satisfied. So this is actually type 3. Okay. Now let's talk about this guy. Now this guy says, this guy has, so this guy has S belong X replaced by A replaced by capital B, and B replaced by A. So this is again either type 2 or type 3, because left hand side only has one symbol. Okay. Now whether it is type 3 or not, it is not type 3 because of this guy, because this non-terminal element is replaced by another just a non-terminal element, so which is not allowed. So this is not type 3, which means type 2. Okay. Now we talk about another one. Now this says that we have S replaced by A replaced by B replaced by B, and B replaced by lambda. Okay. Now immediately I can see it's either again type 2 or type 3. Okay. But is it type 3? It is not type 3, because if we have a lambda here, the only symbol which is allowed is S. Okay. So this is again not type 3, which is type 2. Okay. So all these examples are either type 3 or type 2. Okay. Now you can just, by looking at the rules and playing with the with whatever the production is given for a specific problem, you can do inspection and then use these rules and find whether which type of grammar it belongs to. Okay. So a final note, there is another type 1 is also known as context sensitive grammar. Type 2 is also known as context free grammar, and type 3 is also known as regular grammar. Why is it context sensitive? Because the replacement A is replaced by W is only done when we are in the context, something on the left and something on the right. And similarly, context free means that we can replace a symbol by anything without looking what is before and what is after. And regular is another subset of context free. So regular means that we have these conditions, but we have further conditions that we can only add one non-terminal symbol on the right hand side. Okay. So this is it about the types of phrase structure grammar. Hope it was easy to understand, and thanks for watching. Hope you liked the video.